Well, the barn started when we bought our house in Greenwood, and it was called the Bayhorse Inn, and it was built out of 8 barns from southern Indiana. So as the kids got older and we decided to downsize some, I bought 9 acres on this property. And then it has evolved that Amanda ended up buying 7 acres next to us, and then she ended up buying 13 acres next to that, and so we ended up with 32 acres altogether.
I went to a wedding. We were at a barn out in the middle of nowhere. We loved everything about it, and I looked at her and said, I can do this on my property, and I have the perfect property in the middle of Center Grove. So from that point on, I started doing the research. I thought, if I can get this approved with the city and I can have them support me, then I'm going to go for it. When you walk up to the front doors and you enter the building, we have a bride's room with a half bath, and that's just a special area for the brides that they can have the day of the wedding to get ready and to be there with their bridesmaids. And then we have the large space, the large 425 people that we seat. The beams that we have are glulam erectors out of Trafalgar, and they're the ones that did the true wood beams, with beautiful chandeliers that are crystals from Restoration Hardware. We have a stone fireplace that goes from the ground to the ceiling, and that opens up to outdoor patio that looks over the woods. We have very nice landscaping, and then you can walk into the saloon area, which is the bar that seats up to 65 people. We have garage doors on both sides, and on a nice day we can have the garage doors open, and we have outside seating around the exterior of the saloon that looks out to the pergola, where we can do some outdoor weddings, and that overlooks the woods. Then on the other side of the building, we have the groom's room, which is a hangout for the guys the day of the wedding, with a wet bar and a small refrigerator in there. We have bathrooms and a catering kitchen. We also have a log cabin that sits in the woods, and that sleeps 6 to 8 people. It's a true log cabin that we just love, and you can take the paths to the woods, you can walk to it from the event barn, and it's almost like you're in the middle of Brown County, but you're in the middle of the city.
The sheer pace at which you're seeing new businesses come, the job announcements, the inquiries from companies wanting to locate, the expansion plans, venues like this is just mind-boggling. And it really energizes us as a Chamber of Commerce when our job is to help connect to the business community, promote the business community, and advocate for the business community. It makes our job a little more rewarding, and it gets us excited. So we are expecting more jobs announcements, more expansions, and more new businesses. And what's really neat too is, Greenwood is a little bit different than maybe some of the other communities around central Indiana, in that we aren't necessarily all logistics and warehouse. We have a good, diverse industries base here. But we're also a dining and retail destination for South Central Indiana. So as part of that momentum, you're hearing about infrastructure, but that leads to new business, and including our service industries.
This barn is just the combination of this moment in her life, and I can only imagine what in 5 years or 10 years what she'll be dreaming, and what that will, and then what that expression will be. So I clearly see this as a creative expression. It's her imagination come to life, and so now we all just get to be a part of her imagination, because she dreamed this and now she's birthed it, and she's gone through all the labor pains.
I am very proud of my daughters, and also our son Chris, who has a wood shop on the property, and he has beautiful wood that he has done. So he has his own expression of art. So I have my youngest child who has done this magnificent building, and then I have my oldest child who has her art that she has developed in a different way, and then my son who does his art with creating wood. So all 3 of them we couldn't be more proud of.